Parag Thakkar in our studios listening on the sidelines to our debate. Parag, do you feel like joining in this debate or you want to talk markets?
No, I want to talk markets. I want to talk L&T.
Okay, let's start with L&T. My top pick on the watch list today. You're impressed with the numbers or below expectations?
Yeah, so H1 order inflow growth of 39% versus guidance of 10% for the full year. And they are clearly outperforming that, right? They will clearly beat their order inflow guidance for sure. Revenue guidance 15% looks achievable because Q2 was impacted by monsoon, extended monsoon. So I think that is also achievable. I think 8.5% margin guidance is a work in progress, as the CFO said. So that is only one monitorable. Otherwise, things are looking very good. Order book of 6.67 lakh crores, which is 3 times their core sales last year. I would say that, and trades at 25 times September 27 earnings. So not very expensive also. Plus, you know, if the trade deal happens, definitely I would say that FIs are going to lap up the large caps, high nifty weight stocks, which has earning momentum. And L&T perfectly fits into that. So I would say that both from flows perspective as well as order inflow perspective and the earning momentum perspective, L&T perfectly fits that way.
Valuation is comfortable for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I see you're not using glasses. Your eyes are as sharp as they were at the start of your career. So, okay, so we'll come back to that and more stocks that we have to ask you about. But we've got Aditya Agarwala also joining us, Invest for Edu. Aditya, good morning to you. And as always, thanks so much for joining us. Nifty 50 at 26,000 managed to reclaim that mark. Question is, does it hold? We started a new series yesterday, and my colleague Sharad was pointing out today that we're starting with foreign institutions at a lower index short position than they have at any point over the last 2 series. So in 3 series, this is the lowest short position. What does that tell you about the start of this series?
Morning, Alex. Morning, everyone. Thanks for having the show. Clearly, the momentum is on the upside, and this is something that we've been expecting for some time now, that markets will hit closer to an all-time high. And my sense is markets are on course to hit an all-time high, or at least test the previous peaks of 26,300. And once we approach those levels, maybe next week, we can get a fair bit of an idea of how markets are placed and whether it's going to cross that level. I don't see any loss in momentum yet. Both the Nifty and the Bank Nifty are going strong. And coming to the fact that FIs are sitting on lowest short positions this expiry, that tells you that there is confidence back in the markets, and they're also pumping in money in the markets. So overall, the structure seems fine. I don't see any reason to see any weakness in the markets. It's been going strong, and my sense is we will soon see a new high on the Nifty 50 as well.
Okay, individual stocks that you're picking today, though?
I've got a couple of buy recommendations, Alex. The first one is IFL. Looks very strong, a strong up move in trade yesterday on the back of good volumes for a target of 565 with a stop loss of 500 on the downside. That's my first buy recommendation. The second one is ICICI, the Lombard. It's been doing well for itself. Higher highs, higher lows is what we're seeing on the charts constantly. So for a target of 2150 on the upside with a stop loss at 1975 on the downside, that's the second recommendation.
Since Dr. Reddy's is in the list of those covers, just want to understand from you, Parag bhai, semaglutide, big opportunity as well. Big difference to FY27 numbers. Stock corrected a bit yesterday.
Yes.
Is there more in store?
Might correct. But I would look at it below 1150. Because my expectation is that FY28 earnings after this, so Revlimid is going away. This opportunity is also looking little bit foggy. But FY27, they might get above 50 rupees EPS. So at around 1150, I'll look at it.
Okay, so that's the story with Dr. Reddy's. I just want to ask you if you've seen any of the financials which reported yesterday. PB Fintech, one of them, Saturn Credit Care, both looked a little interesting to me.
So basically, I don't look at all the financials. I already am flooded with financials.
What caught your eye?
Yeah, so basically, I would stick to Federal Bank kind of names, and as I've told you earlier, HDFC, SBI kind of names. Federal Bank, and we discussed DCB on the Muhurat day. Federal Bank, of course, with this Blackstone coming in, has got a 6,200 crore capital, which is a conviction capital, as Mr. Manian has put it. And I think it has a very good structural 20% compounding opportunity in my view. See, stock has run up a bit before this news, and because the results were very good because of 15 bips NIM expansion QOQ. But I think their journey is very clear. They want to target 1.4, 1.5% ROA. And of course, 15% growth, that is my guess that they will do. So they'll deliver it.
When do you think
And the
they'll hit?
optionality of the businesses from Blackstone, other investing companies
Yeah,
of
yeah.
Blackstone
So for
coming in.
example, Blackstone has one investment called VFS. Now that can bring a lot of deposits or CASA to Federal Bank.
Yeah.
So that kind of thing can also happen. And see, stock is not very expensive, although it has run up a bit. But I always like Federal because of their conservative and prudent lending.
When do you think they'll hit that ROA run rate though?
FY28 in my view.
I think that's
It's
what
gonna
they've
take a
guided
while.
towards
After
as
the
well
rate
on
cut
the
cycle
call.
is over,
Yeah.
then only you should start seeing.
Sure.
Because still, suppose if there is another rate cut in December, then definitely the margin recovery will take a little bit longer. But then it will average out.
So the thesis is don't expect a sharp up move in earnings anytime soon. Wait for a bit.
No, in banks anyway, the sharp earnings recovery does not happen, except for, you are in a microfinance and suddenly there is a asset quality recovery.
Yeah.
But it
not
is
in
a
a
compounding story.
Yeah, but just keep in mind, their guidance is 1.4 by FY28 and 14% ROE by FY28.
Yeah.
We want to know what Aditya is thinking about it on the chart. Since we've spoken so much about Federal Bank, let's get a technical view as well.
Tamara, stock is going strong without a doubt, and a very strong move this month with stock is up 22%. Just that after the sharp up move, my sense is stock can enter into a sideways consolidation. So on the downside, 220 is a good support area. If the stock comes somewhere around 220 odd levels, I would look to initiate a fresh long here. And if you're already holding long positions, not a bad idea if you're a short-term trader or a medium-term trader to book out some profits here and buy again around 220 odd levels. But yes, having said that, there are a lot of small banks which are looking interesting, names like CUB, names like CSB Bank, RBL Bank, put a small bank, all are looking very interesting. In my sense is they're going to make higher highs from current levels.
The IT pack is something that we've been talking about in the recent past. And the reason we're talking about it at the start today is Cognizant reported its numbers and it's a healthy growth. 4% year on year. It has raised its 2025 growth guidance to 6 to 6.3% from 3.5 to 3.8% earlier. And that's a pretty sharp up move. The margin guidance is increased to the upper end of the 15.5 to 15.7% band as well. This has a bearing, Parag Bhai, for the BFSI vertical, which Cognizant is in. What does this mean for the IT pack?
So I would say that I will go with a positive view on Infosys, TechM, Coforge. Emphasis is reporting numbers today. Emphasis is also very BFSI heavy. Although this quarter I am not expecting above 1.5% CC growth, and 50 bips margin decline. But let's see how they deliver. In my view, they should outperform the expectations. So I would say that IT is a very good. While L&T or Federal Bank are the stocks which have already moved up, but still I am bullish. But IT is one contra thing which I would like to go with. See, 4.5% dividend yield, free cash flow yield. Now Cognizant upping its guidance, revenue and margin both. And if you've seen, all US banks are reporting good numbers.
Sure.
And they have not cut down on their capex on IT.
Right.
Okay, so IT, in fact, if you look at the 1 month returns of IT versus Nifty, you'll see that IT has outperformed the Nifty in the last 1 month. So maybe there is a change there. I just wonder, the two factors that we've been talking about since this morning in terms of global perspective, Parag Bhai, and the impact that you think they have. If there is a positive outcome of the the US-China trade deal, will that be seen as coming closer to a conclusion for the India-US trade deal and positive from our point of view?
Absolutely, 100%. So in my view, it is not India or China, it is both. I think if they do a trade deal with both, it is good for entire world. It is good for Mr. Powell also, who is also scratching his head that what is the impact of tariff on inflation.
Yeah.
Because see, if you have a trade deal and a fixed tariff, whatever it is, 15-20%, with large trade partners like China, then it makes the job easier for Fed chairman also to judge what will be the impact on inflation. And then, this entire, what he calls foggy, you have to drive slowly, you have to take a pause when it is foggy, that's what he said yesterday. then that fog gets
No, but
cleared.
today you listen to both of them talking to each other. Great to meet you, old friend. I mean, it's as if all of those 7,000 posts didn't happen with everything.
Yeah, so
that
it
the
is
US
also. So for us also,
It's
you
politics.
know, we remember the post which was made on us also, right? But
Yeah,
now
yeah.
we are also their nicest friend.
Yeah. And all praise for Prime Minister Modi coming in from Trump. So yeah, these things will definitely look one way
I
or the
think
other.
so. I would say that for the first time in my life, I'm saying this. Who know me, that I pay highest attention to what Fed does. But right now, for the first time in my life, I'm saying that bigger attention should be on trade deal.
Yeah.
Because that trade deal will determine the interest rate trajectory also in US.
Agreed. We started the show talking about the trade deal today, and I think higher attention, definitely Trump has taken more attention than Jerome Powell
Absolutely.
and everyone else. BHEL, Parag Bhai, a takeover there, and I think there's something very comforting when a Larsen and Toubro or BHEL, these large companies report good numbers.
Yeah, absolutely. And L&T also signaled that private sector capex coming in.
Yes.
Of course, there was one large order from Adani Power, I think, in last quarter. But I would say that, see, once this trade deal happens, because government has created an RBI, both, as I always keep saying, they have created a fantastic environment for capex to start, right? Because they have given a boost to demand by GST cut and income tax slab increase and repo rate cuts. So now private sector capex has to kick in. It is just, I think people are just waiting for trade deal with US to settle down.
Parag Bhai, which is fine. So, which happens when it happens. But purely on the numbers and the order flow,
Where
is BHEL at 26 times FY27 earnings a good stock to invest in?
So but as I told you, you know, I would, I have taken a call that I would be with L&T on the large cap side in cap goods, and in small cap size, of course, with a disclaimer that one should buy it with a long-term perspective only, because that company also faces a US tariff-related issue, which is LG Equipment. It's a very, very good company, decontour based, very clean promoter, debt-free company, 16,000 crore market cap. And 40 times trailing, and a very, very good company, I would say. The only problem is 25% of sales is US. So if the tariff reduces, you know, you have nothing to lose in this stock.
Yet to post its numbers.
But then for a BHEL trader, Shrikant Chauhan, is there a trade here this morning? Parag Bhai is not doing it because he likes L&T on the large cap side. What about a trade on BHEL?
See, the broader pattern of the stock is showing a lot of strength. Yesterday, we saw rally in the stock, and whenever we saw gap up opening, especially for BHEL, we saw some profit taking. This time also, after hitting the levels of 55, 56, I am expecting stock to come back to the levels of 245, 247. But the broader pattern is suggesting us that the stock is ready to move and surpass the level of 250, 260, where it has spent a lot of time. And on the dismissal of that decisive breakout, I mean to say, we can expect stock to move towards the levels of 300. By and large, we are expecting there is like a good amount of interest in capital goods or manufacturing related stocks. Thermax, Cummins, Larsen, BHEL, I think all these stocks are definitely going to do well.
Sagility is turning out to be an interesting story this morning. Sagility with strong numbers. Is this something that you track, Parag Bhai?
Yeah, so I have seen the numbers. Numbers were good. YOY was a 69% growth. So QOQ also some decent growth. But I would say that, so it's a good company doing very well in my view. And of course, I don't own it because I think there is some promoter stake which is likely to be sold, which should offer opportunity. But it's a great company doing well.
Okay, promoter stake slightly. Let's get a technical view as well on this. Shrikant with us. Shrikant, Sagility, PB Fintech, BHEL.
So for Sagility, it is forming some rounding bottom sort of formation. It has spent a lot of time close to 43, 44 levels. But while looking at its setup, one thing is very clear that the stock is about to cross its previous high of 56, 57 in the near future. Currently, it is around 53. But the way there is gradual upward activity, it is on the verge of crossing its previous high. So definitely it's a buy if there is any correction. Currently, it is up from its low of 44, 45 without any major correction. So in case if there is any correction close to 50 levels where it has spent some time, there we should look for taking some long puts on Sagility. For PB FinTech, there also we are of the view that the stock is finding difficulties to sustain at higher levels. Whenever it moves to the levels of 1950, 2000, there we are seeing good amount of profit taking. But whenever there is a correction close to 1650, 1600 levels, there we see good amount of buying it. So I think the stock is going to spend some more time within this range. Currently, it is still at its lower boundary of the range, and we should look for creating some long bet.
Agility, I think the trade deal happening could have a big bearing as well, because there were a large portion of the business from the US too. I think which is why one of the brokerage notes has a target price of 60 or thereabouts. Keep a specific eye on this one. The other bucket of stocks, Parag, which has seen some serious buying yesterday, is this whole power value chain. From financiers to equipment manufacturers to the power generators.
Correct.
Now, you are selectively present here. From here on, where within this cohort would you bet on?
So I would say that this 1 lakh crore coming in for state discoms from government addresses my key concern of this sector.
Big time, right?
Yeah. So now this is I would say that, of course, I own NTPC, but now this is the time to start looking at good companies. Of course, I'll not pay overvaluation for it, but definitely, because my entire issue with this sector was that, your end user, end customer, is not in a great shape in terms of their balance sheet. Now, if government is really targeting to address this, then of course the sector becomes very, very broad-based and investable. So then,
but there have been past attempts done, right? Scheme Uday, then forcing the discoms to pay, otherwise the power got cut.
Yeah.
Nothing did it. You think this time around it can happen?
So basically, that is why I restricted my buying only to NTPC. That NTPC gets paid on time. NTPC and Power Grid at least.
Yeah.
But you don't have to do power generators, right? You can even bet on power
So I'm
financiers,
saying-
you can
yeah,
bet on
correct,
equipment
correct.
companies,
No,
T&D.
Overall space, in my view, has this issue of...
Or energy solutions, sorry.
See, finally, everything goes to SE. The power is distributed by state electricity boards. And if they are not in good shape, I would not bet so much on it. That was my bet up till now. But if directly giving them money is a big thing. Yeah?
But this is in the works, huh? It's not come through yet.
Correct.
It's a
but
plan.
I think so government has understood, this time in last, after running for 10 years, they have understood the real core issues in everything, right? So they have addressed the demand side concern. Now they are addressing this power business like a core concern, which was a concern since last so many years.
Yeah, but then my question to that, since you've taken it that broadly, Parag Bhai, is that the core root of all of it is that we are a nation which gives subsidized power, free power to a large cohort of citizens.
Absolutely.
Because every party has to do it in every election.
Correct.
So there will be subsidized power for farmers. There will be Bijli Maaf in cities constantly. So that is not going to change.
No, that is okay, but this I'm saying government giving money to state electricity boards to fund, whatever you said.
Bailout,
Someone has to fund it. No?
So that is okay. So I would say that it's okay. So for example, the companies like PFC, REC, which of course, the numbers were optically fantastic, but I have always stayed away from them. But this is of course, if this development happens,
you would look at REC, PFC as well.
100%. Because see, anyway, there is a huge amount of renewable energy generation, which is...
What did you think of NTPC Green on that subject? Let's pull up NTPC Green as well. It posted its numbers and it was a decent set of numbers.
I think numbers were decent,
Yeah, okay, it's starting off slow, but did you like it?
Yeah, so basically, as I told you, now is the time I will work on all this companies.
Sure.
And of course, NTPC, anything which comes out of NTPC is an interesting opportunity because they are fantastic. It is one of the PSUs which has managed its financials, operations very, very well.
Sure.
So I would say that, I will definitely look at it.
Okay.
But NTPC, conventional NTPC, is a stock which I own in the portfolio.
Steel Authority of India Limited, Parag Bhai, did you see the numbers? And if so, are you a little disappointed?
No, I would say that, anyway, steel numbers are not going to be great in near term, absolute near term. The point is that the metals are having good, and plus the stock has also rallied significantly in last 2-3 days. If you see, all steel counters have rallied actually 10-15%. So there might be some cooling off for sure.
Okay. Okay, well, the other piece in focus, by the way, Parag and Shrikant, gentlemen, thank you so much for joining in today and giving us your thoughts. Really appreciate the time of both of you. Shrikant, we'll keep a keen eye out on Biocon as well as BHEL and to watch out for them.